Welcome, everybody. Pop in the chat where you're coming from today. I love to see it. Also, you know what? Pop in the chat what we're on webinar number 3. Pop in the chat what has been thus far in the first 2 sessions your aha moment. I'd love to read some of those. What have you learned that you didn't know before about skin, about our skincare, anything? Yeah, love to read those. I hope everybody is super excited for today. Today we're going to be talking all about product pairing and regimen customization. That's a really trending, I mean, it always is, having the right products for your exact skin needs. Some of these aha moments that you should be using the makeup remover before cleansing, mixing eye cream with concealer. Oh, amazing demos. Love that. Just the in-depth skincare. What else do we have here? Proper order and use of the products. All very interesting. Again, makeup remover can be used if you don't use makeup. All these amazing things. Okay, so a little housekeeping before I turn it over to the lovely ladies. My name is Bethany, housekeeping. I am your Director of Market Development for the US. Now, we do have a translation on the call here. Go down to the bottom, click interpretation, and pick either Spanish or French we have. Now, I want to also say that in our last session, we talked about demos, and I said that we'd be sending out the step-by-step guides for you to use. It's a PDF that will be emailed. It will be emailed in our final email after the sessions wrap up. So we will include that in the close email, those PDFs, because I know some of you were asking. I threw that on our comms team and they were like, no. So they will include it in the last email. And last but certainly not least, if you have any questions, please make sure you are popping them in the Q&A section. Again, if you go down to the bottom, there is a Q&A. Put all your questions in there and we will do our very best to make sure we get those answered for you. But we are monitoring them throughout the 4 sessions and kind of compiling what the most kind of asked questions are so that we can get them addressed on like a whole kind of FAQ, something like that. So make sure you pop your questions in there. Even if we don't get to them today, we will do our best to answer them. So, okay, that's a lot. Now, I am super honored to turn it over to the beautiful Violet Chan and Joy Tan. Take it away, ladies.
Hello, everybody. Hi, very good evening. Yes, over here is bright and early morning. Yes, so hello from the both of us. Hi. Yes, shall we take a look at the slides for today? Okay, everybody. Love the energy that you have, and the flow from all parts of the world, that really fuels up the excitement that we have today as we meet you again. Yes, so like what Bethany has said, this is webinar 3, and you need to congratulate yourself for having completed webinar 1, webinar 2, and today joining us again for webinar 3. Yes, so everyone, Bethany has done a good recap for us, and I see that some of you like what you learned about our triple action eye cream. You know where to apply this, and you have learned some demos that you can show to your friends, and your loved ones. Yes, so let's see the next slide. Yes, so a quick recap, okay, for webinar 2, where we talk about the sales process, where step 1, you do your prospecting, step 2, you do your lead qualification, step 3, opportunity, step 4, close. And we did share with you some things that you can do. For example, in your social media, in your WhatsApp or any messaging apps that you could be using, yes, to be able to show what you are doing so that 24/7 people know what your business is about. They are able to link up with you. They are able to find out more about Celavive. Okay, so now everybody in the chat group, I would like you to type in if you have done step one prospecting, type in one. If you have done lead qualification and prospecting and lead qualification, type in 1, 2. If you have done prospecting, lead qualification, and also open up the opportunity, right, to invite somebody to your party, type in 1, 2, and 3. Very good, excellent, everybody. So proud of you guys. Yes. Wow, I even see a 4. Excellent. And I see a lot of 1, 2, 3. Well done. Well done. Excellent. Okay, so those of you who have completed 1, 2, 3, or even 4, great job, right? Or even if you have just started with 1 and you need more time, that's cool as well, right? So what we want to say is that so long as you get started, you are a winner. Okay, as long as you have started, right, you are a winner, and we encourage you to carry on doing the great work that you are doing. All right, so that is our sales process. And now let me do a quick recap, okay, of what you have learned from webinar 1 of our skincare and knowledge about your skin, because today we are doing a deep dive. All right, so everybody, what is the largest organ of the human body? Okay, everybody, well done. Yes, it's our skin. Excellent. Yes, that is just a warm-up, okay? Yes, because your skin is the largest organ of your human body in terms of surface area as well as in terms of the weight, right? So that's why we need to take very good care of our skin. All right, let's move on to the next question. And if we know that skin is so important and healthy skin renews itself in a cycle. And in young adult skin, this renewal process takes about how many days? And it gradually slows with age, lifestyle factors, and hormonal changes. So in young adult skin, how long is the renewal process typically? Wow, all of you are great students. Yes? Okay, I see 28 days, I see 30 days, about 28 to 30 days. Okay, so of course it varies with individuals. It varies according to the life cycle, your age, season of life that you are in. Yeah, but they're about 28 days. Okay, yeah, but in this cycle naturally slows down with age, and it may take about 4 to 6 weeks longer in mature skin. Okay, all right, and let's go on. Next question. Which is the skincare range that is specially formulated to care for troubled, sensitive skin? If you have a customer who comes to you and says that I have sensitive skin, which is the range that you would want to recommend to your customer? Okay, very good. Postbiotic, excellent. Well done. All right. Okay, so it is the postbiotic range that we want to recommend to our customers. Excellent job, everybody. You have revealed what you have learned from webinar 1. Okay, and next, this is getting more difficult. So, question is, describe the USANA intelligence technology that is used in Celavive Biotype CS. Okay, So describe this intelligence technology. Use simple words, use a simple description so that your customers are able to understand what the technology is about. Okay, very good. I see nourish, renovate. Okay, yes, what else? What are some keywords that come to your mind when we talk about the intelligence technology? Renew. Okay, skin barrier. Excellent. Great job, guys. Yes. Nourish your cells. Renew and protect. Cell signaling. Excellent. Okay, I'm asking this, right, because this, when we come to the more technical questions, sometimes it's difficult for you to recall what are the keywords to share. Two, it can also be difficult for your customers to understand what is so special about the intelligence technology. Okay, so what we want to know is this. Okay, if you ever find that it's difficult for you to remember, then you recall what, why, and how. Okay, what does it do? It supports healthy looking skin. Why do we want that? Because it gives you a more youthful appearance. And how do we do that? Using a unique mix of botanicals and bioactive peptides. All right. Yes. So easy for us to recall that. Okay. And in our last webinar, we also shared how do we understand our skin type. So everybody, I would like to invite you to type into the chat group. What was the way that we recommended for you to understand and know what your skin type is? How did we do that? Excellent. Well done, everybody. Blotter paper, blotting sheets, okay, whatever you call it, okay, in the country that you are in. Yes. So using the blotter that we are able to apply on our face and then to test what skin type you have. Thank you, everybody. I see Julia. Thanks for all your responses. So some of you, after doing your blotter test, you will have already understood if your skin is normal, if it's dry skin, there is very little oil on your skin, or if all your blotting papers are oily, are drenched in oil, then you have oily skin, or if the oil patches are at your forehead, your nose area, which is what we call the T-zone, then you have combination skin, right? Or some of us have sensitive skin. All right. So everyone, again, please type into the chat if you have discovered what your skin type is. Okay, I can't wait. I want to know what your skin type is. Okay, very good. I see dry, combination, dry and sensitive, mix, normal. All right, wonderful combination. Yes, so when we learn about our skin type, what we should know is that your skin type is largely genetic. Okay. However, what can change is your skin needs. All right. So we taught you to use the blotting paper test to understand what your skin type is, but we also want you to be able to share with your customers and understand what your skin needs is, right? And some of the common skin needs that change with age, with environment, with lifestyle, and with even your stress level. Okay, some common skin needs can be hydration. There are certain seasons, certain points in our life where we need to increase the hydration for your skin. At some point, your skin needs could be brightening. You may see your skin looking more dull and looking like it has more dark spots, and that is when you know that, okay, I need brightening for my skin. And that's when you adjust and select and curate the skincare that is required for that particular skin needs. All right, next, your customer or yourself may also need texture refinement. Okay, and when is that? When you touch your skin and you feel like it is kind of rougher in its texture, not as smooth as before, yeah, more flaky. So that's when you know that you need texture refinement. Next, you might also need firming and support. You know, when you see that there is more sagging going on in your skin, you could also feel the need that your skin is more sensitized and you need soothing and comfort. Or some of us may feel like there's some imbalance in your oil and hydration and you need oil balance. All right. And we did a quiz together, all right, to pick out two of our needs that are more pertinent in this particular season of your life. All right. So if you recall, out of the 12, if, for example, if you have picked 1 and 7, then you know that you need hydration, you also need firming support. If you have picked number 4 and 10, you need brightening and soothing comfort, right? And we have also shown you this, right? So I've even printed this out for you. You cannot see. Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's say when, for example, when you are doing your consultation with your customer, you will want to find out what are your skin type, what are your skin needs, so that then you can recommend the right products. Okay, so now, before I show you the next slide, let's do a quick test. If somebody comes to you, right, and say that I would like hydration, what are some of our Celavive products that we can recommend for somebody who says that I feel dehydrated, I need more hydration for my skin? Okay, please type. Yes, I see toner from Brenda. Sophie also typing toner, vitalizing serum from Marianne. Yes, wonderful. Hydration, yes, you need toner, vitalizing serum, face and neck cream. Well done. Well done. Okay, and our mask. Okay, face and neck cream, you need oil. Very good. Okay. Yes. So now let's take a look. Okay, some of you said the triple action eye cream, our eye essence. Excellent. So, yes, if your customer comes to you and say that, oh, I need more hydration, some of the key products that should come to your mind is our vitalizing serum, like toner, like what you have said. Okay, it could also be from the postbiotic range, which is our rescue serum. It could be our triple action eye cream, or it could be our sheet mask. Okay, if somebody comes to you and say that I need brightening, I see uneven skin tone, I see dull looking skin, I don't see any radiance on my skin, do have a resurfacing serum that could address your skin concerns. And if somebody says that I have skin texture issues, I feel like it's rough, it's not even, and I recently when I look at myself, I see that my pores look more noticeable, they look bigger. Okay, then that's when you recommend our resurfacing serum as well as our scrub mask. For boost and rejuvenate, you see our triple action eye cream, vitalizing serum, as well as our sheet mask. And if somebody comes to you and say, I need, for this season of my life, my skin is more sensitized, and I really need it to calm down. I see a lot of redness, even when I wash my face or even when I apply my usual makeup, it feels tingling, it feels uncomfortable. Then that is when that you would recommend, our postbiotic series. Okay, if somebody comes to you and say, I this days, my skin feels more oily than usual. It seems to excrete more oil than what my skin normally does. Then that is when you can also recommend our scrub mask. Okay, so now this is the sheet I was showing you earlier that when we do a consult with our customer, I recommend that we print this out, right? So that you can take your customers through a step-by-step analysis of their skin types, skin needs, and also to help pick up products that are likely to be suitable for them. So in webinar 2, we have already shown you demonstrations that you can show your customers so that they can visually understand the products better. So if you have done every step, like earlier you have typed 1, 2, or 3, by now your customers should already understand their skin type. They should already be aware and articulate their skin needs. They have already watched your demonstrations. However, at the back of every customer's mind, what they really truly care about is what can really help solve their problems, what can solve the needs of their skin. So today, in webinar 3, we are going to deep dive into the science of this. Why is this important? Well, when you recommend products based on your customers' needs, you need to be able to justify your recommendations, right? For example, if I say that, wow, since you need brightening, so may I recommend that you use our resurfacing serum. But when I come to you with this and I say that this product will help you, your customer will wonder, so can you tell me what is in this bottle that will actually help to brighten my skin? I've tried so many other products before. How are you so sure that what is in here would actually really help my skin condition? Okay, so today, everybody, we're going to give you the vocabulary to explain the science behind your recommendations. Of course, the disclaimer is that we are not going to turn into chemists, or dermatologists overnight. Okay, however, what we want to know is basic knowledge, okay, of skincare ingredients, skincare knowledge, so that we can help recommend and be able to help our customer understand why we give them the recommendations. Okay, so to start off, what we want to know is how do you read an ingredient list? Okay, so everybody, when you go shopping, okay, for cosmetics, for skincare products, what do you look out for? Of course, if I show you this is our conditioning makeup remover. Yes, and definitely you'll be attracted to the beautiful, classy, and elegant packaging, right? Yes, very clean, very nice, very modern. Okay, and that first attracts your customer to look at it and say, wow, this is something that I would love to use. All right, but how do we actually go about selecting our products? Okay, so of course, definitely you need to first locate your ingredients list. Okay, and it's usually printed in the packaging, okay, of your product. Okay, so in this case, what we see is that here, over here, there's the ingredients list. Okay, so if you do have your product boxes with you, do take a look at it, right? And always ask yourself, am I able to locate the ingredients list? Okay, so basic rule of your ingredients list is your ingredients name. All right, so in your ingredients name, the names are standardized names from what we call INCI, which is the International Nomenclature of Cosmetic Ingredients. Okay, so this is a regulated uh, list of ingredients. Like for example, if you see in like for Celavive products, one of our key ingredients is olive oil. Okay, so in it we have to state it as Olea Europaea leaf extract instead of just saying olive fruit extract. Okay, so there is a standardized naming and convention for your ingredients list. Okay, so what does it do for you? If, for example, if you come across a cosmetic or skincare product that states water as purified organic water, then you would know that it's actually not according to the INCI regulations. Okay, it could be some intelligent marketing person who thinks, purified sounds good, organic sounds good. So let's add that to our purified organic water as an ingredient. Okay. However, the minute you see that happen, you should know that that is not according to INCI, and it is a sign to you that maybe the company behind the product is not very well versed in INCI. Okay, and that's a warning sign to you. Okay, so that's basic rule number one, ingredient names. Basic rule number two is the order of your ingredients. So did you know that ingredients are listed in descending order? And that is by weight, that is up to the 1% mark. Okay, so why do we need to know this? There are two specific reasons, okay, to know that ingredients are listed in descending order by weight. Two reasons. First reason, the top 3 to 5 ingredients in the list usually make up the majority of the formula. So by looking at the first 3 to 5 top ingredients, you should have a good sense, kind of an idea of what this product is for. All right. And two, you need to know this because certain specific ingredients are effective at very small concentrations. So therefore, it does not, in skincare, it does not mean the more the merrier all the time. Okay? Certain ingredients are good at only very specific, smaller concentrations. Okay, so therefore, you also want to look at your ingredients list to know what these are. If you want to know what goes into this bottle, okay, that targets your specific needs, your specific skin needs, then you should be looking at the top ingredients as well as some of the specific key ingredients. So today we will be highlighting to you some key points, but definitely if you are interested to read more, if you are somewhat a skincare nerd, then a very helpful resource to help you decode ingredients list is the INCI decoder website. Okay, so you see over here, www.incidecoder.com. So this is very useful if you know, like you come across any product and you want to have a quick overview of what the specific ingredients are, what to avoid and what to look out for, then type it into the INCI decoder and you should be able to get a good overview of the products by their ingredients list. Okay, so now with that basic knowledge, okay, so this is the basic knowledge is something that we will refer to throughout webinar 3. Okay, so keep that in mind. And again, if you have questions, please type that into the Q&A, and in a bit we will be addressing some of our questions. Okay, so now let's come to the actual sales segment. Okay, so if your customer comes to you and say that, I really need hydration, I feel like my skin is so tight, it's so uncomfortable. When I touch my own skin, I feel like there is no plumpness at all. It's like so dry and bad, right? And if you come to them and you recommend for them to use the triple action eye cream, okay, yes, thank you, Joy. And you say that, you know what, this could be something that you use especially at your eye area. But your customer may have a comeback and say, but I already have a serum and I have my own moisturizer. Why don't I just use more of it, more of my serum and moisturizer, and can I skip the eye cream? Okay, so now everybody, I would like you to type into the chat group, right? In this scenario, if your customer says, I don't think I need an eye cream, I'll just use my serum and moisturizer. How do you respond to them? Okay, come now. This is the difficult part, okay? When there is objections, right, in your sales process, and your customer says, but my serum has been working well. I don't think I need an eye cream. Okay, good. Michael says eye cream is specific to your eyes. Okay, skin on the eyes is different, okay, from other parts of the skin on your face. All right, skin is the eye area is thin. Great. I'll explain that the eye area is much thinner from Elaine, from Carol as well. Skin around the eye is thinner. I see the response from Linda and from Evelyn as well. Eye area is the most sensitive area of your skin from Peggy. Eye is specifically to refill. All right, your eyes need special care. Very good, everybody. So I'm very pleased, okay, to see your responses. One, because you did not do any hard selling, right? When your customer says, "Oh, I don't think I need the eye cream," for the less experienced consultant, sometimes we may become pushy and we may go, but everybody needs eye cream. You too. So you should get. Okay. Such a technique is a no for sales. All right. The minute you go, you do hard selling and you say you should, you need, right? That's what puts your customers off, right? And it becomes an argument. You know, when they think, I don't think I need, and you go, I think you need, right? And the argument goes nowhere. All right. So you don't want to do that. Instead, this is the perfect opportunity for you to share in love, okay, about your skincare knowledge and also what goes into our triple action eye cream, right? And of course, all of you gave excellent responses about the skin around your eye areas, the thinness. You can, in fact, ask your customer, you know, when you observe your own skin, where do the fine lines and wrinkles appear first, right? And typically, most people would say, would share and confide in you that, oh, it's at my eye area, at my nasolabial lines, you know, where they're at the forehead maybe, and you can then share. Do you know that because the skin around your eye area is thinner than the rest of the skin at your face, so therefore wrinkles, fine lines appear at your eye area first. Right? And in fact, to add on to that, the skin at your eye area can be up to 3 times thinner than your other facial areas. Also, skin at your eyes has fewer protective layers. It has less collagen support. And do you know that your eyes are very hardworking features? Okay, your eyes are constantly moving when you blink, when you express yourself. So that's also the reason why it loses moisture fastest and is the first place that you see the signs of aging. Therefore, the skin at your eye area requires skincare that is formulated to be lightweight but yet has strong hydration ingredients. So now that is when we look at the top ingredients of our triple action eye cream. Okay, so earlier, basic rule number 1 of reading ingredients list. What is that rule? First, naming, right? It has to follow our INCI naming conventions. Okay, now everybody, to test your recall knowledge, what is basic rule number 2 of reading ingredients list? Skincare ingredients list is listed. How are they listed? Okay, the order of ingredients in descending order, order of amount. Very good. Okay, very good. And the top 3 to 5 ingredients would tell you a lot about the formulation, okay, and the purpose of the product. So with that knowledge, now we are going to look at the top 5 ingredients of our triple action eye cream. Okay, so look at this. We have already done the heavy lifting for you, okay, and read up about the top 5 ingredients and what they are doing. So we see water, we see glycerin, which is a humectant, we see butylene glycol, pentylene glycol, and dimeticon, which is a silicone emollient. Okay, so at this point, you may think, what are all these? Okay, yeah, so when I say glycerin, butylene glycol, these are the ingredients, the top 5 ingredients that went into your triple action eye cream in its formulation. However, when you see humectant and emollient, you may not understand what they are. Okay, however, we will go into that more in depth later on, but just a quick uh, tip for us. Okay, humectant, when you see humectant, it means that these are the water grabbing ingredients. These are water attracting ingredients, right, that will attract and bind water to your skin. So therefore, it makes sense that when you need hydration, in your top 5 ingredients, you actually see ingredients that are known, okay, to be able to attract and bind water, hydration to your skin. All right. And now you also see the ingredient dimeticon, okay, which is the 5th ingredient. Okay, so this is an ingredient that supports your skin protection. And interestingly, dimeticon, you see that it's a silicone emollient. Okay, it forms a very light film on your skin, which helps to reduce the appearance of fine lines. Okay, yes, so that's why it is specifically designed for your eye area. Okay, and so from this ingredients list, you would also be able to infer that this eye cream is, first of all, hydration focused. All right, focus on attracting and binding water to your skin. Next, you are able to infer that it is also lightweight but moisturizing at the same time. Third, you would know that it is designed to help smoothen appearance of your skin surface because of your dimeticon. Moreover, you should also know that our triple action eye cream is also formulated with specific ingredients. What are they? Copper tripeptide, 1, superfood complex, bakuchoy complex. All right, and these are ingredients that you are able to see the packaging itself. Yes, so don't worry if you think so many technical terms I cannot remember. It's fine because in your consult, as you talk about this, you are able to also point out, right, to the key ingredients that is already on the packaging. Okay, that is in on the bottle. Okay, of your product. So remember, last week we showed you the demonstrations, right? And one of the demonstrations for triple action eye cream, do you recall what it is? Please type into the chat what you recall. How do we demo to our customers about the efficacy of our triple action eye cream. Yes, Cynthia says that Usana did a wonderful job. Yes, yeah, putting the ingredients, the specific ingredients on the bottle. Yes, dried apricot. Excellent. Yes, and in fact, right, one of the things that you can do is this. Right, so interestingly, because yesterday Joy and I ran the Mandarin webinar, okay, for webinar 3, so we have already done another round of our dried apricots. This is the one without the moisturizing hydration of the triple action eye cream, right? And take note, we did this more than 24 hours ago, okay? This more than 24 hours ago, we actually applied the triple action eye cream on our dried apricot and then applied concealer on it. And even after more than one full day in hot, humid Singapore, our apricot stayed hydrated, right? And I am very pleased to be able to observe that there is little to no lines, that are visible in our dried apricot. Yes. All right. Yes, so they have been left out in the open for the last 24 hours. But yet our the one with triple action eye cream was able, to retain its appearance and not look dry or wrinkly. It still looks hydrated with no signs of cracking, right? And earlier we asked when your customer said, oh, is it possible I just use my serum and not my moisturizer? To summarize for you, this is what we can do. Can I have Joy in here? So if Joy is my customer, right? And when I tried to tell her that, for hydration, triple action eye cream will work for you. Give me your objection.
Yeah, but I think I'll just stick to the face cream.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that the face cream is working for you. However, because just to share with you some skincare knowledge, that the area at our eyes is up to 3 times thinner than the rest of our face. So therefore, it's more delicate and it needs more product that is specially designed for the sensitive area of the eyes. And would you mind if I share with you what ingredients goes into our triple action eye cream? Okay, thank you very much. All right, thanks, Joy. Yes, so this is how you do a lead in, all right, for during your consultation when your customer has ideas that they do not need a specific product, right? That's when you bring out, you share your skincare knowledge. You share with them from the skincare knowledge. Why is it that your skin needs this product and what is in this particular product that would be effective for your customer? All right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now if your customer comes to you and say that I need brightening, I feel like my skin is very dull, it looks uneven, there are spots that I don't like to see, there's no radiance on my skin, and you come to them and you say, oh, you know what, I've been using this resurfacing serum, it has really worked well for me, why don't you try it? Of course, ideally in your sales process, if your customer says, really, it worked for you, I believe it will work for me too, and I will buy one from you. That is the ideal, okay? However, you would also have customers who says that, are you sure? I have tried so many products that claim to be able to brighten my face, right? My skin. So what is it in the resurfacing serum that you think would actually help me this time around? Okay, so everybody in the chat, please type in how would you respond to a customer who says that? Oh, Cherry, thank you. So good how you ask the customer for permission about sharing the ingredients rather than words vomiting. Okay, yes. So the whole idea, I love what Cherry has shared, right? That is about conversation, right? So sales is never about pushing. Sales is never about you giving a lecture, but more of you speaking, having a conversation with your customer. That is great. All right. Okay. Monique says you will respond by asking, do you know your skin type? Okay, excellent. Right. You always begin from there. Your skin type, your skin needs. Would you mind if I shared about the active ingredients? Very good. Right. So you will want to ask for permission to say, oh, do you mind if I share with you some of the ingredients, the specific ingredients that go into this product? Okay, and of course, Joe says permission to demonstrate. Excellent. So what I love about your responses is that you are putting together everything that we have taught you from the last two webinars, right? To know their skin type, know their skin needs, have a conversation with them, ask for permission, and also then today we are going to learn how do we share about the ingredients that goes into the appearance of skin. So everybody, if you recall or if you have a bottle of our resurfacing serum with you, can you type in what are some key ingredients that you see that are highlighted on the bottle? Or if you remember any of the ingredients that goes into resurfacing serum, what are those? Very good, niacinamide, excellent. Wow, very specific, 2%. Bakuchiol, okay, Bakuchiol. Yes, if you feel like your skin needs brightness, then this product might be for you. AHA, BHA blend, excellent. Excellent. Okay, there's one more that's missing. Peptide, great, Lorna, you have addressed it. Okay, we have our peptide complex as well. Okay, so why are these ingredients listed, okay, on your bottle? Because these specific ingredients are very important for the resurfacing serum to visibly brighten the appearance of skin. Let's take a look now at our 5 ingredients. Again, you see water, which is aqua, our solvent, right? And you see butylene glycol, which is a humectant, right? Humectant, remember, they are water-grabbing ingredients, okay, that would help to attract and to bind water to your skin, all right? And you see the polysorbate, glycerin, another humectant, and everybody take a look at this. When we say AHA, what exactly is the AHA that is in your resurfacing serum? It's your mandelic acid. Okay, so what is that? So please add that into your vocabulary. All right, mandelic acid, it is a form of a very gentle AHA, which stands for alpha hydroxy acid. Okay, that would actually help to exfoliate skin. Right? Okay, so a mandelic acid is a gentle AHA that would help to exfoliate skin, right? So how does the resurfacing serum help to brighten the appearance of your skin? Because it works as a chemical exfoliation for your skin. And all of you have gotten the responses right. The specific ingredients, you have your niacinamide, you have your triol, as well as your peptide. Okay, so from the top 5 ingredients, we are able to see that humectants appear very early in the list, which suggests that while the resurfacing serum helps to chemically exfoliate the top layers of your skin, it is also designed to be very hydrating, right? Why is this important? Because many people who do exfoliation, right? They want brightening, but at the same time, some of your customers might have a bad experience where they use a brightening product and it actually dries out their face completely, right? It makes their face dry, sensitive, painful even. Yeah. So it's important for us to point out that in our top ingredients in the resurfacing serum, it is also designed to be hydrating for the skin. All right. And having the mandelic acid appear within the top 5 ingredients tell us that exfoliation is the primary function of this product. Okay. Yes, and of course we know that niacinamide is a derivative of vitamin B3 that helps to moisturize your skin barrier, improve hydration, and support an even looking skin tone. Bakuchiol, 1%, it is a plant-derived skincare ingredient that is known for delivering retinol-like benefits while being gentle on your skin. So when we talk about exfoliation, many of our customers, including us, would also observe that when I was young, or rather when I was younger, in my 20s or even 30s, I did think that I needed exfoliation. It was not even in my skincare vocabulary, right? However, as we age, how many of us observe that you find that your skin appear more dull, more dark spots, more pigmentation? All right. So if you have that observation as well, in the chat, please type in dull. Yes, I love that y'all say that your skin needs to be protected even when you're exfoliating. Yes, I see many of you respond. Okay, this is heartening because I see that for myself as well. When I stepped into the era of my 40s, I noticed that the skin just does not seem as radiant as what it used to be in my 30s and in my 20s. Okay, very good. So before we dig into the skincare science of it, right, I would like us to watch the demonstration first. All right. Okay, so now we are going to switch camera and you're going to see Joy do a demonstration for us. Yes. Okay, so over here you see a glass of just clear water. All right. So over here I just use tap water from the tap. But if you would like, you can also use distilled water. And Joy is going to show us the iodine. Remember last webinar we shared with you that in your demonstration, use iodine tincture and not iodine povidone. All right, iodine tincture that you see here. Okay, and we are going to do a visual representation, okay, of the oxidative effects on your skin. Right, as we teach earlier, when you type in dull, what causes the dullness, right? Because your skin is subject to a lot of environmental aggressors, a lot of pollutants, and also, of course, natural aging. So therefore, your skin also is subject to a lot of dull spots and pigmentation. So now we have already put uh, in the iodine to demonstrate to you that instead of that very clear water with pollution, with aggressors, with aging, what happens? Okay, can you see that the water is already now yellowish? Okay, having lost its clear brightness and radiance. Okay, so what can we do? So now Joy is going to apply the resurfacing serum, okay, into this glass of water. All right. And we want to observe what happens. And again, remember, during our consultation, we want to engage our customers, right? And when we engage them, we want to ask them questions. And in fact, you can invite them to stir this for you. and as you explain, you get them to continually stir and explain the signs that, what we want is our skincare to be able to help us in our redox action of the skin, which is to reduce the oxidation, the effect of free radicals on our skin. All right, so as you stir, okay, so you can see that the color from the iodine lightens up, okay, and from a deep yellowish color earlier, now you see that it has turned into a lighter yellow color. And everyone, we have done this so many times, right? That we are so confident that in a while you will see that it will actually turn clear again. All right, and this is a side note, okay, for you when you do, if you want to attempt this demonstration for your customer, that you should be rehearsing this, okay, before you do the demonstration for your customer. Why? Because you want to also own that confidence that with how much time you stir, right? Like as of now, the glass of water has already become pretty much clearer. All right. And later on, we will leave it out. And in a bit, right, we will show you this same beaker again. And you will see that it has turned completely clear. All right. So you want to do a rehearsal with yourself, to show that this is what happens. Okay. So what we have seen is a visual storytelling. Right, definitely you need to explain to your customer that what happens in the glass of water is definitely not the same as your skin, because your skin is a way more complex organ than that glass of water. All right, yes, but take a look at this, right? The color from the iodine is actually clear, okay, after we have combined the resurfacing serum in the glass of water. So what happens on our skin when we get pigmentation or dark spots? All right, so now here is the skin size. When we talk about skin, we need to know what are the layers of our skin. So everyone, I would like to invite you just for a visual representation and for you to have a good recall in your mind. Raise your hands and using your fingers to touch your skin. Okay, as you are touching your skin, I would like you to say out loud, epidermis. What you are touching right now is the epidermis of your skin, which is the outermost layer of your skin. What does this layer called epidermis do for you? It functions as a physical barrier for your skin. What is the job of the physical barrier? It is here to keep water in your skin, and it is here to keep environment out. Okay, so it serves as a very important function, okay, for your skin. What you are touching, the epidermis. All right, and below it, it is the dermis. Okay, dermis lies under the epidermis, and this is the part that gives your skin your elasticity, strength, and flexibility. And in the dermis, there is a whole network of protein fibers. There is a network of collagen, elastin. And below the dermis is the hypodermis, or what we often refer to as the cutaneous layer, which contains fat and connective tissues. This is the layer of skin that acts as a shock absorber, energy storage, as well as thermal insulation. So why do you need to understand this part? Because we need to understand how skin renews itself. This is a natural process. So if you have ever looked or touched the skin of children, of babies, right? When you pinch their cheeks, what happens? It bounces back immediately, right? It feels like what in Singapore we like to refer to this as ton ton, right? You touch your skin, it bounces back, right? And there is no like long depression on your skin, right? So why is that so? Because skin is a natural cycle that skin renews itself, okay? And when we look at our epidermis, what is right on top of our epidermis is the stratum corneum. Okay, so in where you are, whether in English or your own native language, I would like you to repeat this term. Your epidermis, on top of your epidermis is your stratum corneum. All right, so what is the stratum corneum? It is the topmost layer of your epidermis. And in fact, this layer is a layer of dead skin cells. All right, so these are dead skin cells. Why do you need to know that? Because the layer of dead skin cells need to be shed off, right? So the layer of dead skin cells need to be shed off. The new skin cells that is produced at the bottom of your epidermis will push up. It will push up to eventually form the new layer of stratum corneum. So therefore, in our quiz questions, when we say, how long does it take for your skin to renew itself? You answered 28 days, okay? It means that in a matter of typically about 28 days, the dead skin cells shed off, the new skin cells pushes upwards to form the new stratum corneum. And of course, with age, with different environmental factors, or even stress, this process takes longer. All right? Yeah, so therefore, when the old dead skin cells does not get shed off, what happens? They get accumulated on the surface of your skin. That is why your skin may look rough, may look dull, and may look less radiant. All right, so this is what happened to your skin. So in our earlier demonstration, what we want to share with you is that the resurfacing serum, it would help to support the shedding of the old dead skin cells so that your new skin cells can rise upwards. All right, so hence the brightening and the radiance effect. Okay, so now, but at this point, if your customer thinks, wow, I've seen your demonstrations, I've heard your scientific explanations, I am pretty much convinced. However, I still have the concern. And what is that? If this resurfacing serum is so effective, won't it make my skin sensitive? And I'm really afraid of breakouts. Okay, so everybody, let's type into the chat, how would you respond to your customer's question? Your customer is already very interested. They want the exfoliation. However, they are very afraid that, but my skin is also sensitive, and I don't want to experience sensitivity. Okay, very good. Nicole says you can do a small amount on your skin to test first. Okay, very good. You have remembered, do a patch test, right? Yes, so always putting our customers' concerns and needs at the forefront as our priority. Very good. Okay, small amount, test. Excellent. Okay, yes, it does exfoliation gently. And now question is, how do we know the assurance that the exfoliation is gentle? All right, so again, back to our ingredients list. Okay, in our ingredients list, we know, okay, that first it is hydrating. Okay, in the top 5 ingredients, you know that there's lots of humectants. Okay, so everybody, for the sake of remembering the key words, okay, let's put in humectant. Okay, so while it exfoliates, it is also specifically designed to be very hydrating for your skin. Okay, humectant. Okay, everybody, let's type in humectant. You can type it in your own language or in English. Okay, humectant is water grabbing, water attracting products. Excellent, humectant. Yes, so you can also share this with your customer. And also, in the next slide, uh, Bakuchiol. Okay, so Bakuchiol is actually a very gentle product. Okay, so in a couple of years back, there's the darling of skincare ingredients was actually retinol. So you see, wow, so many products have retinol because it helps in making your skin appear more even, helps with your dark spots. However, there were also many, many reports, of retinol causing your skin to become more sensitive, all right, and feel tingling feelings, and discomfort. Okay, however, what Bakuchiol is now is that it is actually being studied, right, to have retinol-like benefits, but while at the same time it is gentler on your skin. All right, so everybody, when you look at your resurfacing serum, do remember that when we say that there is Bakuchiol, that this is a gentle product, okay, for your skin. All right. Okay, so everybody, for your customers who are concerned, that it will cause sensitivity, that is when you again want to point them back to your ingredients list. Okay, yeah. So that would be a great outcome, okay, for you and your customers' interaction. Okay, so moving on. If your customer comes to you and say that I feel like my skin is rough, it is uneven, I would like more I would like to have the texture of my skin feel better, right? And you may recommend to them already the resurfacing serum. So they say, you know what? Since the resurfacing serum is so good, I don't think I need any more products, right? But at the same time, that you can also recommend the exfoliating scrub mask. All right. So how do you answer this question? If your customer says, since the resurfacing serum is so good, I don't think I need the exfoliating scrub mask. Okay, type into the chat. How would you respond to your customer? How will you respond if your customer says that since the resurfacing serum is so good already, I'll just use that. I don't think I need the exfoliating scrub mask. Okay, Lisha, remove dead skin on your epidermis. Okay, very good. I love to see you using the new vocabulary, okay, that you have learned. Epidermis, your humectants, right? Your stratum corneum, right? And Nicole says that it's important to slough off dead skin cells, all right, and helps to remove dead skin. Yes. Okay, remove the dead skin with the scrub, which is gentle, once or twice a week for deeper exfoliation. Excellent, right? And how do we help our customer understand that you use the resurfacing serum, but you also need our scrub mask? Well, of course, all of us are, no one is immune, okay, to aging. Okay, so no one is immune to, like aggressors like our UV radiation and all. Yeah, however, for daily use, you can use the resurfacing serum, right? However, do you know people who have oily skin? And people with oily skin suffer even more skin problems if that top layer of their stratum corneum is not shed off efficiently. All right. So for those of us today who have oily skin, type into the chat and share with the rest of us what problems does oily skin cause for you? What are some problems that oily skin have on your skin? Acne, very good. Blackheads, block pores, wonderful. Acne, breakout, pimples, oh, big pimples on the nose, larger pores, acne, blackheads, makeup looks different, doesn't really stay. Okay, very good. Trap dirt. Okay, so Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, so when you have oily skin, it causes many skin problems. Okay, one of the most prominent one, okay, the most vexing is pimples and acne. So what's the reason? Why is it that when you have oilier skin, breakout, acne, pimples happen more frequently for you? Okay, so for this, we need to understand the formation of a pimple. Okay, if you have oily skin, it means that your sebaceous glands produce excessive oil on your skin. However, do you remember that your dead skin cells need to be shed off, right? When they accumulate and they build up your skin, they mix with the oil to form sticky plug. And it is this plug that will block your pores. All right. When pores are blocked, that is when bacteria will grow inside the pore. And this leads to inflammation. Once inflammation begins, like what you see in the image here, that is when it leads to redness, swelling, leads to pus, and there you have it, the start of your pimple. All right, so therefore, for people with oily skin especially, it is very important for you to do a deep cleanse. Deep cleanse in order to help slough off the dead skin cells and also to help remove the oil and impurities in your pores. So how do we do that? We use the exfoliating scrub mask. So before we deep dive into the ingredients list, let's look at the cleansing power. Yes, everyone. Yes, so what you have observed, okay, you should have seen that because there are little pores in the orange skin, so even if you do a good cleanse, there could be impurities that is stuck in these pores. And again, remember, when they are stuck, it doesn't just simply go away on its own. It actually would mix with your dead skin cells that doesn't get sloughed off, and then that's when inflammation would happen when your pores are right. So now, and you see the exfoliating scrub mask being able to remove the oil and impurities. Okay, now let's take a look at the ingredients of our scrub mask. Right, so we have our top 5 ingredients here. Again, you would see a familiar word, right? Humectant. Right? So again, while it is designed to help with the removing of impurities and oil, it is again designed in mind to be very hydrating for your skin and non-drying for your skin. All right. And again, we see ingredients that are designed to help absorb oil and impurities. You see your sea silt, which absorbs oil, as well as your charcoal powder. Okay, and the ingredient that I want to point out to us, all right, is your glucomannan, okay, which again is in the top 5 of your ingredients list. Glucomannan. What are these? Okay, these forms the gentle hydrogel beads that helps to exfoliate your skin. So if you have used our exfoliating scrub mask, even when you apply on your skin, you would feel the sensation that it is very gentle. It is not harsh on your skin. Why is that so? Because of glucomannan, all right, which forms the hydrogel beads, okay, that helps in your exfoliation. And also, a key ingredient in exfoliating scrub mask is your charcoal powder. And charcoal has been known to be effective in binding oil, binding impurities. Think of it as a magnet. It is a magnet that pulls at the oil, pulls at the dirt, therefore helping your pores to be cleaner. So how does it work? Charcoal has a very high porous structure, okay, with a very large surface area. And so because it's so porous, therefore it allows it to bind certain molecules. Okay, so that is why charcoal is one of the specific ingredients that is included to help absorb your excess oil and bind your impurities to be lifted. So now let's watch another video to see how it works on human skin. So yes, and I kid you not, okay, that those were Joy's hands, okay, that because of the insecticide, and the directions for use is for you to use it or to use it as a scrub, dual use, to use it as a scrub and to leave as a mask on your head or on your face for 10 to 15 minutes, right? So that is exactly what Joy did with her hands, right? And you will have seen that the one that has the mask, our scrub mask applied, looks brightened, after usage, right? Okay, so that is something that you can do as a demonstration for your customer. You can also record this as a video, okay, for your customers to watch. Right, so moving on. If your customer comes to you and share that, my skin feels not bouncy, not supple, and I already use a moisturizer religiously, so why do I need the vitalizing serum? If I already have a moisturizer, is it possible that I do not use the serum? Okay, type into the chat how you would respond to your customer. Your customer says, I already use our moisturizer, so why do I need the vitalizing serum? So do we simply say, oh yeah, that's right, so I guess, yeah, you don't need the serum, you don't have to buy this? Okay, very good. Supports the appearance, okay? Patty says that this gives an extra layer of moisturizing, nourishing. This is different, okay? This smooths the skin. Okay, let's take a look at the ingredients and see the difference. Treatment, very good. Okay, so now everybody, many of our customers will have this question. Why do I need both a serum and a moisturizer? Some of them comes from the place of not understanding about skincare. Some comes from the place that maybe I can save more money. I can save money if I just use one product. Do I really need serum and a moisturizer? So in order to answer this question, we need to first understand the difference between dry and dehydrated skin. Okay, so everybody, here you have I have a balloon here, okay, which is the visual representation, okay, of when I fill it up with hydration, with water. Can you see that it is firm? It is bouncy, right? Isn't this what we hope all our skin would be? You know, that when you depress it, you know, that it actually bounces back. All right, so firm, bouncy skin because it is well hydrated. On the other hand, this, when the skin of the balloon lacks hydration, this is what happens. It lacks bounce. When you depress it, it actually does not bounce back. All right, yeah. So what happens when our skin lacks hydration? Your skin then tends to look like it has no resilience. Okay, there is a loss of suppleness for your skin. All right, so moisture is very, very important. Otherwise, we lose the bounciness and the suppleness of your skin. All right, so to understand this better, let's understand the difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin. All right, many people mix these two up and they use it, these two terms, as to express the same condition. However, it is not the same. Okay, so dry skin is a skin type, okay, that is determined largely by genetics. Okay, and this is what we have shared with you during webinar 2, right? That when you help your customer determine, you know, your skin type, some of your customers may say, oh, my skin tends to be rather dry generally. Okay. However, dehydrated skin is a condition that is caused by a lack of water in the skin, and it can affect any skin type, including oily skin, normal skin type, dry skin type. Right? So, for example, it is possible for someone to have oily and dehydrated skin. It is also possible to have dry and dehydrated skin. So use an analogy, okay, to help us understand this better. When you prepare a salad with vegetables and all, right? Just the vegetables itself with no dressing, it is your dry skin. Okay, there is no oil to lubricate it. But if in your salad you are using vegetables that have already wilted, that have lost water from them, that is dehydrated skin. No matter how much dressing or oil that you add to the salad, it does not solve the problem that the vegetables have already dried up. Does that make sense? Yes. So if you have a dry skin type, you need more oil, right? You need something that's heavier in texture. If you have dehydrated skin, you actually need more water. All right. So if you have dry skin, you need a moisturizer with lots of emollients and some humectants. But if you have dehydrated skin, you need to choose a moisturizer with lots of humectants and perhaps some emollients. So earlier we have already gotten acquainted with the term humectant, right? Yeah, we know that it is water grabbing, water attracting. Now the question is, what is an emollient? Let's take a look. Right, so this brings us to the science of moisturizers, right? When you look at moisturizers or serums, they may look the same. However, the ingredients play an important part. All right, and you need to select it based on your ingredients and your skin needs. So in moisturizers, there are three main categories of ingredients: humectants, emollients, occlusive. What are the different work that they do? What are the different functions? Humectants attract and bind water to your skin, that we already know. Now let's learn two other terms. Emollients. Emollients replenish the oil that your skin needs. Okay, it replenishes the oil that your skin needs at the surface area. Occlusives form a barrier that reduces the natural evaporation of water from your skin. And when we have dehydrated skin, we need a serum that is high on humectant. All right, so now, without further ado, let's look to visually understand how our vitalizing serum can help to attract and to hold water. Okay, so over here you see a regular dishwashing sponge. All right, and in fact, this is interesting because it visually represents the layers of our skin, right? Earlier we have said that our skin has the epidermis, the dermis, yeah, and in order for your skincare products to be effective, right, they need to be absorbed, correct? Yes. So now, on a dry sponge, this is totally dry, huh? Now, Joy is applying water to it, but can you see that the water does not get absorbed into the sponge? It's just rolling off the sponge. Okay, just rolling off the sponge, nothing gets absorbed. All right, so if your skin is dehydrated, okay, if your skin is dehydrated, whatever great product you apply on your skin, it is not going to be absorbed, right? If you have dehydrated skin. Okay, now let's take a look. Joy is going to apply our vitalizing serum onto another piece of totally dry sponge. Okay, she's applying vitalizing serum. And imagine if this were your skin, you apply this and we want to observe next after this is being absorbed by the sponge, how would the water behave differently? Now going back with the water again, right? Can you see that now the water seeps into the pores of the sponge? Right? It's no longer just rolling off randomly. Okay. Yes, Nicole says, I want that on my face. Yeah. Okay, so yes, more water on the sponge.
That's not true.
Yes. So as Joy moves, can you see that there is no droplets of water that is dripping out of the sponge? Right? Why? Because with the vitalizing serum, it has enhanced the absorbent properties, okay, of the sponge to receive the goodness of what other hydration that comes after it, right? Because it is water grabbing. Teresa, well done. Yes. All right. So water grabbing, very important. Lots of humectants. All right. So now back to the slides. Okay, so we have seen that on the very dry sponge, water simply rolls off because the sponge is dehydrated. All right, it's not able to retain water and hydration. Right? After the vitalizing serum, it helps the sponge to be able to hold on to the water. All right? So let's look at the science now. Next slide. Okay, so let's look at the top 5 ingredients. Again, you see the very familiar word by today, you should know, okay, that you see the humectants. All right, very high on that, right? And it helps in for dehydrated skin. Okay, and again, it is not simply humectants. You also see specific ingredients. Okay, and these specific ingredients are copper tripeptide 1, biopeptide CS, control, olivo 24, and superfood complex. All right, so from this, we can infer that the vitalizing serum is designed first that is water-based. It is very lightweight, right? So again, this addresses concerns of your customers who are afraid that if I layer on a serum, a moisturizer, will be too heavy and oily for my skin. Well, this totally addresses that because we know that it is lightweight water-based. All right, and it is also hydration focused because the top few ingredients are humectants. Okay, so we know that it's a very hydrating serum that will help support the absorption of the next skincare steps that follows. All right, and again, we see copper tripeptide is a skin supports peptide. Biopeptide CS, it also supports skin firmness. Microtrol, which is a skincare ingredient that's known for delivering retinol-like benefits while being gentler on the skin. And Olivo 24 and Superfood Complex, These are botanicals, adaptogens, and your olive fruit extract also gives extra hydration and antioxidant support. All right, so moving on. So if your customers then come to you and say that, wow, all these are fantastic, these are great products. However, these days, my skin feels really different. It feels dry, uncomfortable. It feels like it's more sensitive than usual, right? Then you want to recommend the postbiotic series. But again, when you show your customer the rescue serum and say, hey, you know what? I've been using this is really calming for my skin. They will ask you, how are you so confident? How are you sure? How would I know that the rescue serum would help to calm my skin? Okay, please type into the chat, how would you respond to your customer who asks that? Okay, postbiotics will help your skin flora. All right, I will go over the top ingredients that address the concerns. Very good. Yes, Karen says it was created to calm the skin. Okay, go to ingredients. Very good. Yes. Okay, so everybody, I can see the huge progress, okay, that we have, that like other than building rapport with your customers, other than showing them demos, now we are turning our attention to say, you know what, let's take a look at the ingredients list together. All right. Yes. Yes. So we know that the postbiotic range is designed to be gentler on your skin, okay, to help soothe your skin, right? And how do we know that? Because we want to look at the ingredients in our postbiotic range. All right, so in order to understand that first, we need to first know what about our skin barrier. Okay, so earlier we talk about the layers of our skin. We have our epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis, right, as the layers of our skin. And on the epidermis, which is the outermost layer of your skin, we have our stratum corneum. Stratum corneum is outermost layer of your dead skin cells that needs to be sloughed off, that needs to be shed off. Now, on the stratum corneum, right, there is also this thing called the skin barrier. So what is it? It is on the stratum corneum. Skin barrier refers to the overall function of skin to protect your skin from external factors. What does it do? It helps to retain water within the skin, protect your skin from environmental stresses. It also helps to regulate your body's temperature and moderate your immune system. And when you have a healthy skin barrier, it keeps the irritants out, but it locks the moisture in. Okay? And in this skin barrier, you have your microbiome, which is the microorganisms that live on your skin. You have your acid mantle, which is a slightly acidic film that is formed by your sebum, your sweat, and the microbiome that works together to help to protect the skin barrier. You also have your lipid layer, right, which is a thin layer of fats that is composed of ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids, and this is the thing that helps prevent water loss from the skin. So everybody, at any one point, our skin is subjected to what we call TEWL, transepidermal water loss. Trans, which means through, epidermal, through the outermost layer of your skin, water loss, right? That your skin is constantly losing hydration and moisture, right? So that is why we need intervention, right, in order to repair your skin barrier to a healthy state. So think of your microbiome, acid mantle, and your lipid layer as soccer team, right? In a soccer team, you do not need special star players, but you need all the players, right, to be able to work together, right, to score a goal, right? However, if any one of the players acts like if your activity of your skin is wonky, or your microbiome is not working well, the team is not doing great, and they would not be able to cooperate and work together to help form a healthy skin barrier. All right, so skin barrier is of extreme importance to your skin. All right, when skin barrier is compromised, you see from the diagram, okay, healthy skin, would actually help to block out all the allergens, the bacteria. However, damaged skin would actually allow these allergens and bacteria into your skin. And when this happens, whatever expensive cream, good skincare products that you apply, they will not be able to be absorbed into your skin, right? So the minute your skin barrier is compromised, basically there is very little that you can do or products can do for your skin. So step one, you need to repair your skin barrier first. All right, and so please take note that if you have customers, who come to you with a severe problems in their skin, for example, acne, a lot of redness, a lot of itch in their skin, then you want to make sure that they repair their skin barrier first before they try on other products, right? So the process might be longer drawn out, but in the interest of your customers, you would want to first advise that they start off with gentle products so that they repair their skin barrier. When it improves, as you monitor it with them, when you see their skin condition improve, then that is when we can introduce other products based on their new skin needs. All right. Okay. So when we look at our postbiotic series, especially in our rescue serum, these are the key products, the top 5 ingredients in it. So again, after water, interestingly, you see emollient, right? And humectant, right? Emollient is actually something that helps to bind, helps with the oil on your skin. And that is also helpful for reducing TEWL, which is our transepidermal water loss, right? So that's why this is also very soothing on your skin. And again, not just humectants this time round, but in the rescue serum, top 5 ingredients, you actually would be able to see 2 emollients. Why is this important? Other than attracting and binding water with humectants in the product, you also want to make sure, that there is, it is designed, to have emollients, which helps with the lipids, with the oil layer on your skin so that it soothes the skin. All right, next slide. Okay, and the top 5 ingredients, okay, it helps us to infer that again it is water-based, but it is enriched because we see the 2 ingredients that are emollients with lightweight oil. Okay, and it is hydration focused. It helps to restore your skin barrier. Now, what are the specific ingredients that is in our rescue serum? Okay, 1, saccharide isomerate. Right, this is an ingredient that helps to attract and retain moisture in the skin, right, for long-lasting hydration. We also see the Punica rehatum pericarp extract. Okay, it helps to balance and revitalize the skin's appearance. Next, we have the Epimedium sagittatum extract, which helps to support healthy-looking skin and overall skin balance. And our olivo blend. And this is the unique blend of fruit extracts that restores rejuvenating moisture to your skin. Okay, and now we have covered a lot of our customers' concerns, right? When they say, oh no, like can I do without the eye serum, our eye cream? Can I simply use a moisturizer and not serum? Can I how do I know that resurfacing serum will help to support my skin's brightening? We have answered a lot of these questions, right? However, now the very often overlooked product in our range is actually step 2, which is prep. All right, so step 2, prep your skin. Product in it is the perfecting toner. All right, so now why is this important to take note? Because the toner is often the most neglected product in any skincare regimen. Many people, if you ask them, do you have a cleanser? Yes. Do you have makeup remover? Yes. Do you have a moisturizer? Most people, would say, yes, I do have that, right? Or even, do you have a night cream? That is also common. However, there could be people who say, I already have all these products. I do not need the toner, right? Maybe I can just skip it, if that's not really necessary, right? So why do we need that? Because the toner helps to prep our skin. All right. So everybody in the chat, I would like you to put in the chat, right? How does a toner help to prep your skin? Okay. Balances your skin pH, hydrates, okay, restores your skin's rejuvenation. Very good, right? Because when you say, oh, step 2, our toner prep our skin, your customer will have the same questions, right? Because they will say, why do I need to prep my skin, right? And what do you mean? Does it mean that my skin will not absorb my serum or moisturizer if I do not use the toner? So what does it exactly do for my skin? Okay, so now we're going to invite Joy to show us a demonstration, okay, to see how our toner preps our skin.
Okay, I'll do it for you. You can.
Okay, sure. Yes. All right, so over here, let's show everybody. Okay, this is not a sweet, okay? This is a compressed facial mask. All right, I'm not sure you have this in your country, right? So it's a compressed facial mask. When hydrated, it would open up into a mask, okay, for your skin. So now, imagine if this were your skin. We want to see how it can be hydrated, okay? Yeah, remember our sponge demo earlier. When your skin is dehydrated, right, it cannot absorb any goodness from other skincare products. Okay, but now, okay, so what Joy have just done, please show everybody the toner. Okay, we are being very generous here, okay? Yeah, so we have poured so much of our wonderful perfecting toner into this little cup here. Yeah, why? Because we want to show you how quickly it can hydrate our compressed facial mask. And mind you, this facial mask is actually hard, so I can't even break it. Yes, it is hard. It is extremely dehydrated. Okay, so now, without any physical or mechanical force, we're just gonna let it be nourished by our perfecting toner.
Okay, so right now Violet is pouring, and keep your eyes on the screen and see how quickly the dry compressed mask actually absorbs the liquid from the container. So as you can tell, we have actually poured everything out, and everything is so nicely absorbed into our sheet mask. And maybe we should open it right now, okay?
Yes. Okay.
So everyone, once this opens up, it becomes a sheet mask. And just to prove to you how hydrating it is, you can see how it nicely adheres to our mirror.
Yes. Yes. So if the mask is not fully hydrated, that means like if there are dry patches here and there, right? It will actually fall from the mirror. Like, can you see? that it actually adheres fully. So which means that the mask, the sheet mask, has fully absorbed the perfecting toner. And imagine if this were your face. Wow, it smells really good.
Yes, totally.
Yeah, it smells so nice. Yes. And imagine if this were your face and you spray, okay? You apply the perfecting toner. This would create that layer of what you have seen, on the facial mask on your face, which hydrates it, preps it thoroughly, so that the next step, your step 3, your step 4, of applying your serum and your moisturizers, they will not go to waste, right? That they would be absorbed more efficiently into your skin. So that is how our perfecting toner preps our skin for step 3, step 4. Okay? All right. Okay, so now, next slide, please. Yes, so we have covered a lot, okay, of these questions that you might have experienced your customers asking you about. And to sum it up, the key point really is that our customers come with different concerns, and you would not have one solution for every person that you come across, right? Because the most important uh, thing to take note for skincare is that a complete routine does not require every single product, but it requires the right products for your customer's skin. Your skin is a dynamic organ. It changes with seasons, changes with time of the month. It changes with various factors like stress, diet, quality of sleep, menopause for some of your clients. Yes, and at webinar 1, you have already learned how to help your customers analyze their skin type, skin needs. So today, you have learned how to answer their questions and their queries after you recommend products, right? So having a holistic experience with you, you want to be able to understand their skin need, skin type, recommend products, okay? And after you recommend the products, when they have questions for you, you are able to point them to the science of skincare. You're able to point them to the science of the ingredients that goes into Celavive products, right? And so you can share with confidence the science-based reasons that is behind your recommendations. So here, we have shared with you so much, and we are excited for the 4th webinar where we will be sharing with you beauty that sells, and we'll share with you more tactics that will help you close sales and be able to face objections. All right, so everybody, thank you very much. You have been brilliant. It is a joy being with you today. So congratulations, completion
Oh my
of
gosh. Webinar 3 down. Now, we have a little bit of time for whoever wants to stay. We have a couple questions in the chat if you ladies don't mind.
Yes, of course.
So, is the toner appropriate for sensitive skin?
Okay, so well, to answer this question, right, it's a great question, all right? So for people who have sensitive skin, again, we want to recommend that they can do a patch test first. All right, so do a patch test. It could be at less sensitive areas like the back of the ears or the inner side of your arms, or the patch test could also be on a smaller area on your face, which could be in this area around here. Yeah, and you want to leave it on and to see if your skin reacts to it. But again, we want to differentiate between sensitive skin and sensitized skin. So sometimes your skin might be sensitized. For example, if you have exposed your skin to the sun for the last 6 hours in a marathon, then definitely it's sensitized, right? And then that is when any product you apply on your skin is going to cause
Create a sensation.
correct. Yeah, so it's not about the product, but rather knowing that because your skin has been sensitized, so therefore you would want to use something more calming. For example, the postbiotics range.
Awesome. Okay, good answer. Do you or can you use the exfoliating scrub every day?
Um, Please don't use the exfoliating scrub every day. My apologies. Generally speaking, you can use it about once a week. If you find that, your face is really oily, maybe twice a week. Yeah, so the exfoliating scrub is a gentle, effective scrub, but it is intended for deep cleansing. So preferably use it just once or maximum twice a week, depending on your skin needs.
Awesome. Okay, are silicones good for our skin?
Well, okay, this is actually a range of common questions,
Yeah.
and most people, okay, let me give you some examples. So some of us will go like, oh, is organic the best for my skin? Synthetic not good for my skin? Silicones not good for my skin? Preservatives not good for my skin? Okay, the truth, right, is that there is no so-called one good or bad product in any skincare. What matters more is concentration and how it works with the rest of the ingredients, right? Yes, so concentration matters. For example, if you have acids in your skincare, too when it's too high in concentration, it can actually burn your skin. But at the right concentration, it will work wonders for your skin. So, which is why at our training today, we included the top 5 ingredients. Yes, because specific ingredients like silicones, or acids, they are meant to work in harmony with the rest of the ingredients. And a lot of our Celavive skincare is actually designed with lots of humectants and emollients in it for it to be gentle and comfortable and hydrating for your skin.
Awesome. Okay, one more. I saw it in here. Um, sorry. I lost it. Um, okay. This person says, I have too many pores. What will help reduce the look of my pores and make them look smaller?
It's so cute. All right, would you like
Yes.
to?
So I think, right, for that, we would highly recommend is the resurfacing serum. Because if you look at the formulation of the resurfacing serum, right, it actually contains AHA and BHA. So what exactly is AHA and BHA? So AHA and BHA, they are basically chemical exfoliants that help you to not just slough off dead skin on the surface, on the skin's surface, but BHA actually works deep cleanse to help you to get rid of, whatever that might be trapped deeper within the skin. So if your pores are visible, there could be a few reasons, but one of it is usually because you have clogged pores. That's why it's more visible. So basically having like such gentle chemical exfoliation type of formulation together with of course other ingredients like bakuchiol to help calm to help calm the skin, but has a more calming effect, actually helps you to reduce the look of pores without causing much irritation for
That's
most
right.
people. But having said that, if you are a new user, then I would recommend that you pace the frequency of usage. Start off easy, okay? If you want to be very, very safe, okay, always start off with a patch test, wait for 24 to 48 hours to observe. Once you pass that, and then you can maybe start off slow first. Maybe use it one day, rest a day, and then maybe use it on the third day and then rest another day until you are able to build resilience in your skin. And usually you can feel it in your skin. Okay, so once you start building resilience, and then you can actually start to, use it daily. Just make sure that your skin actually acclimatized to the product, so to speak.
That's right. So AHA works by helping to slough off your dead skin cells on your stratum corneum more effectively. BHA works to dissolve the impurities in your pores. Yeah, so they work together. So that's the reason, if your customer asks you, why do we need AHA and BHA complex? That's the reason why.
Awesome. And that will answer Carolyn, I believe, in the chat asked, can the resurfacing serum, is it safe to use daily, long term? And yes, just work your way. Don't go all in, start using it. Yes. Okay.
And I think there's one more question from Anita. Anita says, is resurfacing serum better to use in the evening or
Good
morning
question.
or both? Yes, generally speaking, for the Celavive range, we would suggest using vitalizing serum in the day and then using the resurfacing serum in the evening. Violet, would you like to explain why?
Okay, why? Because resurfacing serum, right, has ingredients that helps in the chemical exfoliation of your skin. Yeah, so hence, right, your skin might become more sensitive to UV radiation, more sensitized to UV rays. So therefore, you want to use it at night, and also time is the time that your body goes into a phase that is called parasympathetic, which your body repairs itself while you sleep and rest. Yeah, so that is also the best time, for your skin to repair itself. So that's the reason. But whatever it is, we always tell everybody you need to make sure that you have UV protection. Yeah, because some of these ingredients would actually, even if you wash it off, it alters the structure of your skin cells. So your skin might still feel sensitized, to UV rays.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you both, and thank you everyone who is on the call today. Our last call will be next week, which is on April 1st, but it's no joke. And this is all about strategic selling. And then after that call, we will be emailing your final quiz. And like I said a few